Hey there, welcome back to another episode of FNL Fridays. My name's Teresa, I'm your host, and I'm here to talk all things fitness, nutrition, and lifestyle. Halloween is just around the corner, and with that usually comes a ton of candy. Now, I will be the first to say that I love candy. I eat chocolate probably almost every night, so I have no problems with candy. But I just wanted to provide some of my favorite tips to kind of manage all that candy that you're probably going to have around your house after Halloween. As somebody who has previously struggled with quite a few eating disorders, I just want to preface this video by saying if you are struggling with an eating disorder like binge eating disorder, orthorexia, anorexia, bulimia, anything, this might not be the best video for you to watch because you may find some of the things I say to be a little bit triggering. That being said, if you find that you have a healthy relationship with food and you don't believe that you're struggling with any of those eating disorders, then this could be a useful video for you. The first tip is to only buy as much candy as you actually think you're going to need, because you probably know this, when Halloween is over, you're probably going to be the one that's left over with all the extra candy. Last year, this happened to us. We generally don't get a lot of trick-or-treaters, so we didn't buy a ton of candy last year, and for some reason, we got like 3 or 4 times the amount of people that we usually do, so I had to send Joe out to go get candy. He rushed out, came back with 4 big bags of delicious candy, like the good stuff, and as soon as he got back, pretty much all the trick-or-treaters stopped coming, so we were left over with like 4 bags of Reese's and Snickers and Mr. Goodbar, all the stuff that I really like. And so of course I ended up eating most of it, but not in one night. But still, just knowing that if you don't get rid of all of it during the night when people are trick-or-treating, you're probably going to be the one who has it to eat. The next tip is that when you're out there buying your Halloween candy, one method that you could try is just buying candy that you don't particularly love. Personally, I really like chocolate. So if I buy all the good chocolate candy, I'm going to be much more tempted to snack on that and eat whatever's left. Whereas if I buy lollipops or the sweeter, chewy candies, I don't like them quite as much and they're not quite as tempting for me, so it wouldn't be as big of an issue for me to have a bunch of that left over in the house. The next tip is that when the night is over and you have all this extra candy, maybe not, but if you do have all this leftover candy, to put it somewhere there that it's not going to be in your face all the time. Now, if you want to eat it all, go for it. Just eat it all. But if you're trying to kind of pace yourself with the candy and maybe you don't want to just consume all of it, maybe put it up in a cupboard that you aren't going to be looking at it all the time, or you could put it in your freezer, which is where I like to put my chocolate, or you could put it in a different room or something like that where it's just not going to be in your face tempting you all the time. Another thing you could do is take it to work and maybe give it to the people there, which I know that a lot of people hate when people do that because that happens all the time in offices, where people bring in other food that they've made or candy or cupcakes. And as someone who used to work in an office, I remember always being like, oh, I want to eat all these things. But at the time, I was actually prepping for a bodybuilding competition, so that didn't happen. But still, it was a little bit annoying always having these temptations in the office. But still, if you want to take it into the office just to get it out of your house, you can do that. Or you can give the extras to the kids in your neighborhood. They're not going to be mad about it. Their parents might not want it, but the kids are going to love it. So you have plenty of options as to what to do with that candy when the night's over. If you're anything like me and you decide that you want to just keep the candy and you have no issue having it around, you can just kind of give yourself a daily allowance, which is what I do. Like I mentioned, I did used to have a bunch of eating disorders where this definitely would not have been okay in the past for me because I struggled with binge eating, so I probably would have ate like all of it, gotten really sick to my stomach, and possibly thrown it up. So if you have an eating disorder, again, this is probably not the video for you. But if you are comfortable with having foods in the house that might be tempting to you, and you don't have an issue with consuming them, then what I like to do is just give myself 1 or 2 pieces a day allowance, which is basically what I eat anyway. Like I mentioned, I eat chocolate, a little bit of chocolate every night. It's kind of like my dessert at the end of the night. So for me, whether I'm just eating chocolate or maybe it's a Reese's peanut butter cup or maybe it's a Hershey bar, whatever it is, I'm fine with that. So if you decide you want to keep it around, you could just say, okay, I'm going to have 1 or 2 pieces a night and see how long that lasts you. And one last little trick that I have is that I like to keep all of my chocolate in the freezer. Now, there's 2 reasons for that. I do that because I really like how crunchy and hard it gets, so it's a little more satisfying to bite into, but also it melts a little bit slower, so I find that I can really slow down and enjoy the candy instead of just gobbling it up really quickly, swallowing it, and then it's gone, and then I still want more. Whatever you end up doing with your Halloween candy, just remember it's just a couple pieces of candy. It's not going to make or break anything. Food is meant to be enjoyed. There should be no shame, no guilt in enjoying some candy, so please enjoy yourself. And of course, enjoy Halloween. It's my personal favorite holiday. I don't know what's going to be going on for us this Halloween just because we just got married last week, so things have been a little bit crazy over here. But I hope you enjoy your Halloween, and I will talk to you guys next week when I have an interview with another amazing woman. Have a great weekend.